Thank you.
We're hanging out with Jay Gilton. He'll be performing tonight at Darwin's Brewing Company up in Bradenton. Now, in that song you mentioned, playing in the streets. I understand you're quite the busker.
Oh yeah, that's playing in the streets is actually one of my favorite things. Although I do like playing gigs and everything, because it is an income source. But when you go out there and play in the streets, the moments that you have, going back to having the moments with people, are the realest, truest moments, because they stop. They don't have to stop. They stop because they like it, and they give you dollars or they give you encouragement just because it's something, like you touch them, you made their day better, and I like that. You really meet interesting folks that way, and I love kids. Oh man, kids are fun when you're out there playing the streets, because I guess as we get older we get kind of jaded, but when kids are young, they're always there. You see them all look at you and they're real excited. And I remember this one little girl, place I was playing in Boulder, Colorado on Pearl Street. And this little girl just would dance. She would just dance like a little ballerina. Her mom would just sit there, and it was just like she had so much fun, and like I was part of that. And those little moments, they just happen and they're gone. But I get to hold on to them because they're my memories. And busking's, the avenue that makes that happen. It's the catalyst that makes all those little magic moments happen. And I like that.
And you mentioned earlier about having a day job. You went to college for architecture.
Yeah, I studied at St. Louis for architecture. Got an associate's degree and worked in the residential field for a while, and then the housing bubble kind of popped, and that's when I was working in that field, and I was making a few houses a week, at a subdivision company, and then then one a week and one a month, and then they canned me, and I worked on contract basis only. Then I got a job in residential, and the kind of same thing happened, where it's just like it wasn't enough work to support what it was, so I just my architectural study became more of an architectural hobby. So I still study on my own time, but now it's more along the lines of alternative methods and materials of construction and alternative energy, from earthships to earthen houses and rammed earth and bamboo and even adobe, because adobe is almost like a structural thing where you can make like sculptures out of your housing. I love that, the artistic, creative parts that you can do. But yeah, it's this kind of music kind of took over as what I really enjoyed. But if I do also have like 6 or 7 houses designed for myself, depending on the income level that I achieve someday.
Okay. So at one point you just got in your van and started a tour, spur of the moment. Is that true?
Well, it took a little planning. Getting into the van was actually I didn't have a vehicle for a long time. Then a friend of mine, actually a coworker of mine, gave me his old Volvo, and I used that to get around town. But after that, I was just I made a decision this is what I want to do, and I used the established record of employment to get a secure car loan and get everything that I need, kind of a little pre-plan of what I wanted to do, get all the things that I needed to do those things, and then kind of take off. So I didn't really get into a van. I planned it out, but then once the plan was enacted, yeah, I got in a van and just kind of took off.
And how long were you on the road?
Indefinitely.
So you've been on the road ever since?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just
okay.
It's only been probably about half a year this time, but I've been on the road before.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't plan to stop until I have to. I've even got a subsidiary plan where it's just if for some reason I can't drive, I have an entire logistic plan for a public transportation tour, from taking trains from city to city, and only doing gigs where they have house PAs, so all I need is a guitar and a backpack, and that's it.
So you're quite the planner.
Oh yeah, well, you got I'm a big fan of you gotta know what you're gonna do so you're prepared when it comes along. And you got to, it's like a felonious amount of preparedness meets opportunity. When something happens, if you already have an idea of what you can do or are equipped to do something, then it's easier to take that advantage, seize the moment,
Okay. And I understand you do all your website stuff, photography, graphic design, you handle everything?
Yeah, everything. I mean, I do everything. I mean, help's good, but it's, if I can do it myself, I try to. But I did the website myself, all the YouTube stuff, started writing a blog, and actually the blog talks about the things I do, and as far as producing my CDs on the go, because there's a lot of different ways you can do certain things. Like with CDs, you can buy a big bulk of them, but the way I do them, I make them as I go. But I have like a bulk stack of CDs that are printed. Besides that, I go to an Office Depot, I print out a cardstock, I fold it, and put it together for each.
So you go from town to town and you'll burn some CDs for that particular show.
Yeah,
and do it.
Pretty much, and that also gives me a freedom to do whatever creative aspect I want. Like if I want to do something special for the town, well, I can do that. You know,
Okay.
I can do it on the fly, and you know that makes it unique for those people. And yet again, it's that that one-on-one experience that I like, where it's just like, well, I did this for you because you made me feel this way.
Uh-huh.
And I like that.
So what have you done? Have you done anything particular for a town?
Yeah, well,
Or for a bunch of people? What would you what would you...
I would say like sometimes like for people, yeah, like wedding parties. I've had I played a few weddings here and there, and I would stay there all night, and then we would like freestyle about and write a little song about the night we had, or.
And then
like,
you put that on the CD.
Yeah,
and give it to
exactly.
them.
And particularly a friend of mine was having a wedding, and that's actually I came back from tour for her wedding, and I wrote her my wedding presents. I wrote her and her husband a song, and I wrote a song and recorded. And like honestly, I don't even remember the song anymore. It's like that's their song, that's theirs. That's whatever they want to do. But those little things and the artistic thing, like I was showing you on the Honey Dipped album, like on iTunes it's a blank table, but when I print them out, it's just like. I put postcards on there in the towns I've been in, and like the second printing has all the ones from the Appalachian Mountains, which I was in the summer, and then third printing is going to have all these postcards from Florida, it's just like, kind of gives that connection to the people that I met.
Yeah, nice. So you're heading to the Keys for a week, is that it?
Yeah, the plan is for a week. I'm playing at Springer's, down on Big Pine Key the next 2 Sundays.
Okay.
And I'm also playing in early February. I'm playing at Kiki's Sandbar and Grill. But yeah, I'm trying to experience everything before I go down there. Make sure I get a fishing license because I'm a freshwater fisherman, particularly a fly fisherman. But here is a different story. You can't use the same tackle. I got to make sure I go get some saltwater gear. But I'm a big fan of fishing and hunting and whatnot, so like when in Rome you gotta experience everything. I wanna go snorkeling and
Sure, absolutely. That's the place to be for snorkeling and everything.
Absolutely.
Sure. And then, well, you mentioned CDs. How many CDs do you have out?
2 actually. 2 of them on iTunes. This last one, Honey Dipped, was actually a full band.
Okay.
It's not just me. It's actually a lead guitar player playing electric named Tim Perry, real good. All of my friends out of St. Louis, really. Incredible drummer Matt Raylan. He also plays with some projects up in St. Louis called Endora. And then a friend of mine is a bass player, Alex Smith. He's real good, and kind of put it together in the studio and just got a little 5-song EP. But before that, there's an album I produced called, and that was one of those things I did all myself. Recorded it myself. That was called Zeus's Woodshed, and there's a long story behind the name and the art concepts, and there's layers of depth behind it. But yeah, just those 2 really. But I have a back catalog of 30 or 40 songs that no one's really heard besides me. So
Okay.
So I got
songs you wrote.
Yeah, I'm actually planning to put out another 5-song EP real soon, but it's going to be a little more laid back, less full band, more acoustics and percussions and kind of more of a easy sounding kind of thing instead of like this album has everything from the song they heard Honey to the song they're going to hear next, which I think is Wither and Die, which is just like a rock song. So
Okay.
yeah, wrote the verse. I try to mix it up.
Okay. And once you're done with the Keys, you're heading back our way.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna
playing
come.
that World of Beer at the end of the month?
Yeah, I'm playing at World of Beer. I'm playing at Walt's Fish Market.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Walt's Fish Market. I had a real great time with Brett Wall and the owner. Real good guy, real good staff. I'm also playing at Bridge Street Bistro and Island Time Bar.
Okay, up in Anna Maria.
Yeah, playing up there again. I think in 2 weeks. I just
Okay.
played there this Wednesday. So yeah, I'm trying to. If you go to the website, which is jgilton.com, you go to the live tab and it shows all the places I'm playing, and you can check out where I'm going to be at. But yeah, I like this area. And after I'm done with February, I'm probably going to be back next January and February.
All right.
I'm going to try to come down here.
It's a good place to be in the winter.
It really is.
You and a million other people.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. I meet a lot of tourists down here. I'm not the only one.
Right.